Hello and welcome back to another episode of Backroads. My name is David and today we are driving into Beaton, which is just north of Tottenham, which again is north of Toronto to the west. It's a small little town, it's growing. There's a lot more new housing here than there is old. So I'll take you through the little downtown core. Well, I wouldn't even say core, just more little downtown. And then we can weave in through some of the older neighborhoods. So yeah, this is basically where it starts. There's an ice cream store, barber shop. There's a little restaurant on the right side, like a little cafe. Yeah, it's a very quiet, small town. They do have a gas station, and they do have a grocery store, and a Tim Hortons. These are little condos here that were just built probably about 8 years ago. I think they're working on a new school or something up here on the left. Or does it have something to do with healthcare? I'm not actually driving up that far. But someone could always mention it down in the comments below. That would be great. I'm actually just turning in here. So I believe this is the only place to go grocery shopping in this entire small town. Foodland. It's a little pricey at a lot of these Foodlands. But there's a dollar store, it's just typical small town kind of life in these plazas or whatever. Timmy's. A lot of beautiful old homes down the stretch. This is probably would have been where a lot of very rich, wealthy people lived back in the early 1900s. Probably had their big estates and their big lots. Not too sure what this guy's doing. Is he turning into the driveway? Is he... Not too sure. Okay. Yeah, some of the houses are being renovated. Yeah, now you get all like the newer style kind of housing. We'll continue down the next one. Across the street is one of the newer subdivisions that has gone in. We could probably pop in and take a look. We're kind of like on the edge of town here. We'll go in and take a look. I don't know how many streets there. It connects into an older neighborhood. Would have all been done 80s, 70s, 80s. There's a nice green door for you. houses that have been going in over the last number of years. I always find it very fascinating how they tie it into the old neighborhoods. There's such a discrepancy between the two. Yeah, so this is your typical suburban neighborhood. There's a lot of people that live in these small towns, and they work downtown. They work downtown Toronto, they work midtown Toronto, they're in places where their jobs are, but they can't afford to live there, so they live away from the city. Problem is a lot of these houses now are like $1 million. Like that one right in front of me right now, that's probably 1.2, 1.3 without even doing any research on it. But it's somewhere around there. The ones of siding aren't as much as the ones that are brick. But in Toronto, I mean, you'd be lucky to get you wouldn't get a place like that for that price. The closer you get to the city, the more housing is. But you're paying for the convenience to live in the city. But for a lot of people, that is hard to do. They can't afford to live in the city. But yet they need a job, so then they're forced paying rent, and rent has gone through the roof these days. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword, right? Like you're just not getting ahead. It's very difficult. To the main road, so let's hop into the neighborhood to the right. This is the industrial section of Beaton, so we'll pop in here. Now, there's a lot of people who also live in this community that are shift workers, factories and whatnot. And so you see a lot of them cars at home. You also see a lot of people still working from home. This is the lawn bowling area and tennis courts and park, and where you play baseball. Arena on the right. I think I'm right back in downtown again. Alright, so we covered that section. I can't see a flipping thing. Instead of going right, and instead of going left, we're going to go right. So there's a whole other new subdivision kind of up there, and then down here, this road just runs parallel. I got some newer housing on the right. I think some of these, I don't know if it was a vacant lot or some of these older houses got bought up. But anyways, we just run parallel to the main road. And there's just farmland behind on the left-hand side. So Beaton is kind of very, how do you say it? It's not very long, but it's kind of wide. Let's see, can we get up? This is as far north as I can go. Well, far south in town I can go. Beaton is not a very big town. It's, what's the population? 5? Maybe 4? I can't remember. And this is the other neighborhood that was built probably again around 8 years ago. There was a lot of development around that time, but these signs are great. It tells you if you're going the speed limit. I think a lot of people, when they see that, they just kind of, it's a psychological thing, they just slow down. In a lot of these small towns, 40 kilometers an hour is the speed in the town itself. So you really have to pay attention because they've made a lot of changes into these smaller communities over the years. So the right-hand side is all slated for development. You can see some newer housing being done right here. Yeah, this is the most northern edge of the small town of Beaton. Well, hopefully you enjoyed that little drive around the small town of Beaton. My name is David, and this has been another episode of Backroads. And until next time, get out and explore. Have a good one.